By serial killer, infinitist, psychologist, exorcist. I had these obsessive desires and thoughts wanting to control them. Victims, too, I do not know how to put it, possess them permanently. I had a box in my bedroom closet, and it contained the mummified head and genitals of the young man I met in one of the bars down in Milwaukee. I could completely control a person that I found physically attractive, and keep them with me as long as possible, even if it meant just keeping a part of them, rhythm an anthem. This has never been a case of trying to get free. I didn't ever want freedom. Frankly, I wanted death for myself. This was a case to tell the world that I did what I did not for reasons of hate. I hated no one. I know I was sick or evil or both. Now I believe I was sick. The doctors have told me about my sickness, and now I have some peace. It doesn't matter, Mom. I don't care if something happens to me. It's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. When you depersonalize another person and view them as just an object for pleasure and not a living and breathing human being, it seems to make it easier to do things you shouldn't do. Fallen and I can't turn back my infinite serial killer psychologist rap. The killing was a means to an end. That was the least satisfactory part. I didn't enjoy doing that. That's why I tried to create living zombies with uric acid and the drill to the head, but it never worked. No, the killing was not the objective. I just wanted to have the person under my complete control, not having to consider their wishes, being able to keep them there as long as I wanted. To this day, I don't know what started it. The murders. The person to blame is sitting right across from you. It's the only person, not parents, not society, not pornography. I mean, those are just excuses, intruses, abuses. If a person doesn't think there is a God to be accountable to, then what's the point of trying to modify your behavior to keep it within acceptable ranges? That's how I thought anyway. I always believed the theory of evolution as truth, that we all just come from the slime. When we died, that was it. There's nothing. Rapping, never ending, forever, the forever psychologist, infinitist, rapper, forever, a pitter, a patter, the raps go splatter, forever rapper, live it forever, never stopper, rapper, none of us are saints. Going to the electric chair will be the surprise thrill of my life. I have no particular desire to live. I have no particular desire to be killed. It is a matter of indifference to me. I do not think I am altogether right. What a thrill that it will be if I have to die in the electric chair. It will be the supreme thrill, the only one I haven't tried. I like children. They are tasty, yummy. I always had a desire to inflict pain on others and to have others inflict pain on me. I always seemed to enjoy everything that hurt. Squirt, spurt. Misery leads to crime. I saw so many boys whipped, it ruined my mind. Rhyme after rhyme after rhyme, rhyme. Rhyme after rhyme after rhyme, rhyme. Never ending all night, night. Never ending all night, night. What is wrong with my head? Can I stop rapping again? Society wants to believe it can identify evil people or bad or harmful people, but it's not practical. There are no stereotypes. Try to touch the past. Try to deal with the past. It's not real. It's just a dream. I don't feel guilty for anything. I feel sorry for people who feel guilt. We serial killers are your sons. We are your husbands. We are everywhere. And there will be more of your children dead tomorrow. Great pardon, I'm saying a sorrow till be tomorrow. What's some less person on the face of the earth anyways? I haven't blocked out the past. I wouldn't trade the person I am or what I've done on the people I've known for anything, so I do think about it, and at times it's a rather mellow trip to lay back and remember. He should have recognized that what really fascinated him was the hunt, the adventurous searching out his victims and to a degree possessing them physically, as one would possess a potted plant, a painting, or a Porsche, owning as it were this individual, never ending tabada. I am the most cold-hearted son of a bitch you will ever meet. Where do you think you're going? Try to touch the past, try to deal with the past. It's not real, it's just a dream within a dream, it seems. True, he may be a good cop, feeds his dog Elpo, and he doesn't eat his young alive, but my empathy for him ends there, despair. Where do you think you're going, rapping forever in? I'm the most cold-hearted son of a bitch you'll ever meet. In between, never stop rapping for all of eternity. I am the by psychologist, infinitist, freestylist, by psychologist, infinitist, by serial killer, psychologist, infinitist, freestylist, exorcist. Never stop rapping for all of eternity. What must be wrong with me? Never stop, never endingly. It's always the most patriotic asshole in the room that has absolutely no concept of what patriotism actually means. If the Constitution says one thing and our emotion says another, the Constitution should be followed rather than the emotion every single time. It is that very Constitution that protects those rights that we like to call inalienable. Maybe we should stop putting pot smokers, prostitutes, and pretty thieves in prison and leave some room for the John Wayne Gacy's of the world. Enough said, rapping again and again. It's funny, the people that warp themselves most snugly in the American flag, the ones that scream the loudest about their freedoms and their constitutional rights, are often the very people that lose sight of the meaning of all that wonderful as soon as push comes to shove, as soon as the precepts that we as a people so cherish come to be tested. Never stop rapping, never ended. People can do terrible things without being terrible people. Purple as Snapple. What must be wrong with my head? Can never stop rapping again, I said. Can never stop rapping again, I said. Something must be wrong with my head. Blood paints floor with screams. Crimson's last feast served for 5 souls. Devil grins. Children went last. Spent rap after rap in the dimmed reticence where whispers reside. I tread the thresholds, draped in confiscated light, veiled in the darkness of penance and pride, beneath the arching rafters where tortured souls take flight with hands like sculptures. I carve their sins through midnight, unraveling the fabric of each priest's severe creed. Rib cages unveiled, my artistry and the blight, frailty laid bare in the name of a higher need. Each slice an atonement, each grasp a sorrowful sigh. I convey the fury of those who took a risk, betray with a conviction born each bruise and every lie. These holy pretenders I guide to heaven's sway. Their wings come into being, woven from sinew and bone and the cathedral, a silence where my vengeance finds peace. Art should comfort the disturbed, this truth I've known. To disturb the comfortable, let my masterpiece release. As nuns contrive their script, I've redacted their verse. In my gallery of remorse, I display elegance grotesque. I am the angel of death with a heart that is cursed in a tapestry of terror. I find solace in the grotesque. They called it a curse. The abuses that form my despair, yet nothing is sacred, for I emergence, my own creed, amidst the wreckage of righteousness. I lay myself bare. These shattered illusions will bloom into my need. The wraiths of my parents still haunt the midnight air. Their faith and iron shackle, a relentless decree. But I've take off their mantle, their sorrows, their snare. I paint in crimson whispers of heaven's decree. Each victim is privileged and Scott. And but this right, with wings made of ribcage, they ascend to the sky. I am both the air still and a harbinger of fright, bearing my agony aloft, where depraved souls fly. Why? Who is to say that hands are tainted when the blood they shed, saints them. Each drop, each crimson spell sinks into skin like that of paint to a canvas. It falls from a corpse, a life stolen from my hands. I take their lives, each time a different way, no trace of who I may be. They don't need to know. They know nothing of my mind. My motives are nothing against these poor victims. I never disliked them. I never held anything against their frightened expressions as a sharp blade pierces their body. One shot with a gun I do not own. Another hung like a witch from a past their ancestors lived. A third stabbed too many times, but I lost count. Fallen and I can't turn back, never stop spitting that infinite rap. Each death only fuels a desire, more and more and more. I want to feel their bodies losing the life they once lived. Each time I hear a scream, see the color drain from their skin, I find myself smiling. I don't enjoy pain, nor inflicting it. I love death. By serial killer, infinitist psychologist, I said.